I'm Rachel Wiest, and I'm here with Stacy Anfinson. Hello, Stacy.
Hello, Rachel.
And we're going to talk about
Second quarter.
of 2017.
2017.
Boy, the year is flying by. I can't believe it. Okay, so what's happening with the inventory levels?
Well, inventory, remember this time last year and for every month last year, we're talking about double-digit percentage decreases in inventory. Yes. It hadn't been the case this year. So it's really, they're down 6%.
Okay.
That's point in time inventory of where we were last year. The good news, though, is that June listings, whenever I looked at it, which was the middle of June, we're up 3% compared to where they were in May. So we're seeing a little bit of good news in terms of inventory.
Okay. What did we see with regard to new listings?
Well, that's the continued sore spot in the market because we've just got plenty of demand. Market conditions are strong in terms of interest rates and demographics, but we still can't get inventory to match up with demand. We look at it two different ways. We look at it in terms of second quarter of this year versus second quarter of last year, and June of this year versus June of last year. So second quarter inventory added to the system was down 3%, and then listings added in June were down 1% compared to June of a year ago.
Okay. Does the reduction in inventory affect the number of showings?
Yeah, it does. It's just kind of common sense. And once again, we look at it from a couple different points. One is quarter versus quarter, and then the other one is June versus June, and then the other one is June versus May. So second quarter showings were down 2% compared to second quarter of a year ago. June showings were actually up 4% compared to where they were in June of a year ago. So that's good. And then we're down 1% compared to May, which is typical. You're going to see showings go down each month pretty much for the rest of the year.
Well, there are still a lot of frustrated buyers out there who are looking.
Well, the other interesting thing is that the number of showings during June were the highest on record since we've had a centralized showing service. So think about where the inventory was when CSS started. So it's kind of amazing that the houses just keep getting looked at in spite of inventory going down.
Sure, sure. So does the lower inventory also affect the number of pending and contingent listings?
Remember each month last year we kept coming up here and saying how can inventory keep going down and pending sales and closed sales keep going up?
Yes, they were skyrocketing.
Right. Well, eventually it kind of caught up. So second quarter pending sales were down 3% compared to where second quarter a year ago. They actually were up 4% compared to June of last year, which was good. But they were down 4% compared to May, which, like we talked about with the showings, is the seasonal part of the market. Okay.
And then how about closed sales? How does this translate?
If lack of inventory affects showings and it affects pendings, it's going to affect closed sales as well.
Sure.
The good news with that, though, is year-to-date was up 5%. Closed sales were up 1% compared to where they were a year ago, second quarter versus second quarter. And while that's a good sign, remember this time last year we were talking about 5 to 10, 15% increases in closed sales.
Right.
So, they were down 1% compared to June of a year ago, and then they were up actually 11% compared to May.
Okay. Any change to days on market?
Still below 40, 36. So
wow.
And you look at some sub-markets and it's measured in hours and days. Yeah.
Sure. So what has been the impact on average price?
Well, the one thing that lower inventory has done is you have more people looking at fewer listings, and so that's going to create a competitive environment, which is great for sellers. And essentially what that's going to do is it's going to jack up the price. So the overall sales price was up 8%. The resale sales price was up 7%.
Wow.
And in June, comparing June of this year versus June of last year, it was up 6%, and the resale sales price was up 7%. So both of those numbers are very, very healthy.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, and maybe a little bit scary for buyers.
Well, that's one of those things. It depends on where you're buying.
Yeah,
if you're buying above $600,000 or $700,000, it's a totally different market versus below $400,000. And those are the challenges that we've talked about on a monthly basis. We literally have two different markets out there, and so all these metrics that we've talked about, pricing increase and days on market, the counsel that we have for our viewers is while these. The numbers we talk about are great because they report on what's going on in the overall market.
Right.
You really have to drill down into your sub-market in which you're either representing your seller or your buyer in and do the research within there, because you really can't go to a seller in an $800,000 house and say house prices are increasing and the average days on market's 36.
Yeah, that'll come back and bite you.
That's right.
Well, thank you very much, Stacy. We greatly appreciate your insight, and please go to the TriangleMLS.com website to see all of the analytics and the reports. Thank you, and we'll see you next month.